Wagwan people, we end up back at it again with another video. Now, this match review is late. I'm not even gonna lie. Now, the reason why this match review is late is because uni this weekend has been very, very hectic. I had submissions, right? Like 3 submissions, and then on top of that, I also had to study for a test that I was writing earlier this evening. So that was kind of crazy. But I've got the time now, so I'm gonna film now. And in future, I think what I'll do is I will make I'll do my best to film before uni can mess up my schedule, if that makes sense. I'm gonna do my best to film before it gets too hectic during a weekend or something like that, and then I can't film on time. So yeah. Now, I think it's about time I review the game. Chelsea 3, Luton nil. Now, in this game, it was a must-win game and we won, which makes me very, very happy, right? And it's not just about us winning, it's about the manner in which we won, it's about the individuals who stepped up, and also it's about showing us where we still need to improve, because we're not a finished article by any means. Like we're very, very far from that. So this game also showed us where we need to improve, right? Now, in the early exchanges of the game, right, like 2 to 3 minutes in, I noticed that Luton were attacking us, right? And I'm just thinking, we're at home, right? At Stamford Bridge, under the lights on a Friday night. We should be starting this game like a house on fire. Why are we letting the Luton have any of the ball at all? I'm just thinking to myself, are Chelsea starting a game slowly again, like how they did against Liverpool and against West Ham? That was kind of running through my head. But then again, we did take control of the game, right? We were basically after the first 5 minutes, we were in control of the manner in which the game was developing. So that made me happy. But then something that else that worried me is the fact that we were in control of possession, right? And we were creating a few chances here and there, but at the same time, we weren't scoring yet. Now, obviously, we're still early in the game, right? So it's like we end up just chill. But at the same time, the thing with Chelsea has been the thing with Chelsea over the years has been that we'll create chances, right? And we won't take them. And I was thinking to myself, is this going to happen again, bro? I have PTSD from this happening for many, many years now. Is it going to happen again, right? Now, luckily, Raheem Sterling put my fears to bed, right, by scoring a beautiful goal on the left hand side. Now, what I appreciated about this goal was not just Raheem's individual brilliance, right? But I also appreciated the fact that it was somewhat of a team goal, if you think about it, right? So initially, this is what I have from memory, right? In terms of what happened when we scored the goal, right? So forgive me if I make a mistake. Initially, Thiago Silva has the ball. He plays it to Moises Caicedo, who has dropped into a deeper midfield position. Caicedo turns and he carries the ball, right? A few yards, right? And if I'm not mistaken, Caicedo gives it to Chilwell. Chilwell gives it to Gallagher. And Gallagher gives it back to Caicedo, who gives it to Fernandez. And I think all of this sequence of passes, I think it was all one-touch football. From Caicedo to Chilwell to Gallagher to Caicedo again to Fernandez. And if I'm not mistaken, Fernandez puts a ball out wide, right? And Malo Gusto latches onto it, right? And he plays a through ball for Sterling, right? But Sterling had to do the work. He really had to do the work because there were quite a few Luton Town players in front of him. So it's not like Malo Gusto played him a through ball, he was in on goal, it was done, it was a wrap. No. He played him a through ball, but at the same time, Sterling still had to beat 2 or 3 defenders, right? And get his shot away in the box. And luckily, it was a beautifully placed finish into the bottom right corner of the net. Yeah, the bottom right corner of the net. Now, when I saw that, I was like, okay, Raheem Sterling is cooking. He's being direct, right? He got a shot off, right? Which for Raheem is very important because what I've seen with him is he'll be direct, he'll get himself into good positions, but then the end product is like sometimes he gets into a position and then he's unsure of what to do. It's like, maybe like a miniature brain malfunction. He's indecisive in terms of what he should do next. So there was no indecisiveness with that finish of his on Friday night. So that made me happy. And then when I saw that we're 1-0 up, I was like, okay, this is fantastic. This is good. Now, after the goal, unfortunately, we did let the standard slip a little bit. Going forward, we weren't as good, right? Um, and defensively we were solid, but we were allowing Luton Town to have more of the ball, allowing them to have more of a say in what could happen in the game, And the way when I was watching the game, I'm thinking, okay, 1-0 is a shaky lead. 1-0 for any team is a shaky lead, especially Chelsea Football Club, because over the last few years it's been mad, like I've said, in terms of creating chances and not taking them. So that's what I was thinking in my head, and that's what I was a little bit worried about. And the problem with being 1-0 up only, right, is the fact that if the opponent goes into halftime at being 1-0 down, right, and then in the second half they're still only 1-0 down, they have hope. The entire time they're playing, they have hope. Until you scored a second, you have not yet crushed their dreams. They still believe that they can get something. So that was a bit of a worry for me, right? And yeah, the players didn't really do much to put my fears aside, right? To in the first half, right? They did that more towards the second half, but not so much in the first half after we had scored the goal. In the first half, though, a few things that I wanted to say is that Chilwell was rather quiet. He he didn't really do much in an attacking sense. He did set up one chance for Enzo, right? And then he was involved in some build-up play for the goal. But other than those two particular incidents, I don't remember really seeing him much in the attacking frame of the game, which is not necessarily it's not necessarily a bad thing, simply because of the fact that we were really targeting the right hand side, right, of the pitch, right, with Malo Gusto and Raheem Sterling looking to combine. So yeah, and then Nicholas Jackson, with him, right, he was playing well, but one thing that worried me about him is that you could see that he really is desperate to score his first Chelsea goal. You could see that he's like really trying hard, and I'm just thinking, if he doesn't score tonight, then people are gonna be on his back about it. You know what I'm saying? Already he would have been thinking, I want to score my first Chelsea goal. I want to score my first Chelsea goal. Now, if he didn't score on Friday night, people then would have also added to that. And I think that that can be very worrying for striker, because I think the most difficult times for striker, right, would be when they're at a new club and they haven't yet scored their first goal, and then when they haven't scored for a while at their current club, right? I think those are the two most pressurized situations, because it's like, okay, I need to score my first goal. Once you get your first goal, I think that monkey comes off your back and you can just chill and you can just play ball and just enjoy yourself and score more and more and more. But before you get the first one, play with you can't play with freedom, with a relaxed nature. You're thinking, I need to score, I need to score, I need to score. Same thing when you haven't scored in a while. So that's what I was worried about for him, right? But luckily in the second half, things went his way, right? And rightfully so, because he's worked so hard in the 3 games that he's played, right? Um in terms of making runs forward, right, running in behind, right, and creating problems for the opposition in that way. Then, in addition to that, this man is similar to Drogba in that he's he's helping out in terms of winning the ball back. He's trying to help us win back the ball high up the pitch. He's fighting for it. He's not just watching the opposition's play develop, right? He's trying to get the ball back. I really appreciate that. Then, on top of that, he keeps the ball very well, right? And his ability to keep the ball well allows him to link up with his teammates. So that is also key. What else would I like to say about the first half? What else would I like to say about the first half? I think that's about it. One more thing. One notable thing about the first half is the fact that when I was watching Caicedo, he didn't necessarily stand out in terms of doing all these things right or anything like that. But he also didn't stand out by doing a lot of things wrong. He was just decent, right? Now you could say, oh, he's 100 million, he's £100 million signing. He should be like cream of the crop, whatever. But considering the bad debut that he had against West Ham, I think it was just important for him in the first half at least, of his Stamford Bridge debut, to just have a decent half, just a decent half. Nothing too crazy where he's really playing amazing, but he's also not making crazy mistakes that are putting us in dangerous situations. So I think that was very important. Now we move into the second half. right? And for a while in the second half, we hadn't scored, right? And now that goes back to what I was saying in terms of you're keeping the score at 1-0, you're always giving the opposition the ability to believe that they can come back, you know? So that was dangerous. However, guess who came through for us? Guess who came through? Two people, right? Malo Gusto at right back and Raheem Sterling. Now, it was a beautiful bit of play, right? From Gusto, who picks out Sterling 100% perfectly. That pass, right, was right on the penalty spot, which was very, very important, right? And Raheem Sterling, he found himself in a good pocket of space, right? No defenders around him. He can just look at this cutback, approach him, and he can look at the goal and see how he's going to place it. And he placed it into the bottom right corner of the net wonderfully. So I'm very, very happy for him to have scored that goal, right? For Gusto, it's 2 assists in the same game. For Sterling, 2 goals in the same game. And that's very important for Sterling because of the fact that I remember preseason, right? I couldn't watch the fixtures towards the end, right, of the American tour. But people were saying that Sterling is not good. He's not playing well. He doesn't deserve to play when the season starts, whatever, right? That's what they were saying, right? Against Liverpool, I think he was actually quite decent. I think his end product was not so good at certain points, but I think he was quite decent overall. Against West Ham, he took it a step up. Again, like certain elements of his end product, I felt like, oh, he can be better here, he can be better there. But it was a good performance. And now against Luton, he stepped it up even further because already he was being direct, right? Doing those kind of things. But he finished it off by executing when it came down to it. When he's in a situation where now he needs to shoot, right? Can he get it on target? Can he get into the back of the net? And he could on both occasions. So I'm very, very happy for him for that. Um, what else is there to say about Raheem Sterling? Now, not only did he score goals for the team, but he assisted a wonderful goal, a beauty. In fact, you know what? The goal itself wasn't so beautiful, but his assist was simply sensational, right? So now he scored his second in the 68th minute of the game, right? And in the 75th minute of the game, Enzo Fernandez picks up the ball, right? He turns, right? He passes out to Raheem Sterling. And if you look at like how Enzo had to control that ball and turn and pass it to Raheem quickly, it's a thing of beauty. Enzo did really, really well there. You cannot even lie on him. You cannot even lie on his name. Like he's actually an elite footballer. So yeah, anyway, he gets the ball to Raheem, right? And now this ball is like it's bouncing, it's not like it's come to Raheem and he's killed it dead and now he can do what he wants with it. No, it's bouncing, right? It's heading for the touchline. Raheem catches up with the ball, right? Puts the ball into a box same time, and it was absolutely perfect for Nicholas Jackson. Takes a slight deflection of the defender, and then Nicholas Jackson just puts it into the back of the net, makes it 3-0. And he needed that goal. He absolutely needed that goal, and he deserved it, bro. So, yeah, because that goal allows that monkey to come off his back. He doesn't have to stress about his first Chelsea goal anymore. He already has it. Fantastic. On top of that, he's rewarded for the hard work that he's been putting in. So, that made me very happy. Raheem, absolutely immaculate execution in terms of a cross. Enzo Fernandez to control that ball, to turn quickly and to pass it right into a beautiful space. Fantastic from him as well. Now, what I learned on Friday night is the fact that, let's say, Pochettino starts with a lineup, right? The same lineup that he started with, right? A back three of Thiago Silva, Axel Disasi, Levi Colwill, and then he has, let's say, wing backs of Benjamin Chilwell, Malo Gusto, right? And then let's say he's got a midfield of Caicedo and Enzo, right? And then Gallagher in behind Sterling and Jackson, right? If he's got that kind of lineup, it doesn't mean that Enzo can't play a key role in setting up chances for the team. Just because Enzo is in a sixth position, it doesn't mean he's restricted to just staying there. What I saw on Friday is the fact that Caicedo can hold things down in midfield. Maybe Gallagher can help him out as well. Gallagher can drop to help him out as well. And then Enzo just goes forward and he pings his passes and he does what he does. And that creates chances for the team. So, yeah, that's what I learned from Friday night, especially. And I think that's about it in terms of what I wanted to cover today. It was good to see that Sterling was substituted, as well as Nicholas Jackson, just give them um a bit of a breather after the game that they had. And then on top of that, they get a nice standing ovation for their efforts. They feel the love. So that was fantastic. Um, those are all my thoughts on the game, really. Very, very proud of the team. Very proud of the team for the performance that they put on. And I could have chosen to go to the basketball game that my uni was having, right? And I knew that it was going to be a good time because basketball, the atmosphere is too lit. The entertainment would be too lit. Baddies would be in attendance. But I decided to stay in my room and watch my team. And I'm so, so happy that I did because they put on a great performance and they made my time, the investment of my time, worth it. So big up to the boys for making Friday night special. And yeah, I will see you guys again Friday night, right? Chelsea's playing again Wednesday night, but I'm not gonna be able to watch that game. So I'm not gonna make a preview, I'm not gonna make a review. I need to study because I'm writing Thursday and Friday. So yeah, it is what it is, but I'll see you guys Friday. See you Friday. Peace.